Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, April 29th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I align my actions with my values. Whew. How was this weekend for you? How was this Mars Neptune conjunction? Because everybody I talked to had some version of it coming through, some layers of, I don't know, I don't want to call it trauma, but I would say collective processing of some hot button energies moving through. Now the reason I ask is because this week is a lot. This week is the beginning of some major allotness that is coming in May. So one of the allot things is we are going to have Neptune reaching 29 degrees Pisces, and it's going to stay there till September. It is going to hit 29 and go almost all the way through, and then it's going to retrograde back. The 29th degrees, why this is significant is this is the final degree of the zodiac, and it contains like everything. It's Pandora's box. That is what it shall be known from now on. 29 degrees Pisces, Pandora's box. Through all the dimensions, time, space, all of that. And it's very karmic. And Neptune already, while it has a spiritual component to it, part of that spiritual component is working through karmic layers. So this Mars-Neptune energy conjunct at 28 degrees was preparatory for Neptune reaching 29. Mars is also going to spend just a little bit of time at 29 starting today as it prepares to shift into Aries tomorrow on Tuesday. But watch for the allotness. Watch for anything you're like, where did that come from? Watch for the illusions. That's going to be one of our biggest lessons with Neptune at 29, and I would say even with Mars at 29 Pisces, is I always say use your illusion. Like you can use your daydream, you can use your vision, you can use all that for sure, but we can be used by it, right? You want to watch where illusion and delusion collide, especially sometimes it's purposeful, sometimes it's not, but like the game of telephone in the world, the stories, the unfolding of what happens in the world. So that's one of our allot things. One of the things I like this week is we have Venus moving into Taurus, and I think that's going to be so grounding. I think that's going to actually feel good in these energies, but it's going to take us to task when it comes to our personal value systems. Now, Venus in Taurus is going to be moving through and shifting just before Jupiter moves into Gemini. So they're going to move, like Venus is going to jump into Gemini and Jupiter is going to follow. So this is definitely a great time for Venus to be in Taurus to help us dig into the Taurus lessons, understand pleasures on this planet, understand our senses, understand value, worth, money, which I have my Chiron in Taurus, and it's definitely, that's always a struggle. Like always in Earth school about that one. So Venus in Taurus today, Mars into Aries tomorrow. Mars in Aries, first it's going to be like, okay, I can handle this, but Mars and Aries can get a little bit fiery, a little reactive. So we're going to have that moving in. And then the other thing to mention this week is Pluto is going retrograde. And this Pluto retrograde is setting us up for its last little dive into Capricorn. That's not going to be down the line until September. But these three things can all be interesting energy. We also enter May, and we have May Day, and we have Beltane, which is a reminder of us to stay in touch with nature, stay in balance with the fairies, with the fae, and and in balance with ourselves, our inner yin and yang energies. So let's dig into today. Like I said, Venus into Taurus. Venus will be moving into Taurus 4:31 a.m. Pacific time on Monday. Venus, when she first moves into a sign, it can be that 0 degrees graceless energy. Venus is very at home at Taurus, but all this Taurus energy, Moon in Capricorn, it may just feel a little bit heavy. It may feel a little bit like you're carrying rocks and mud on your shoulders today with this energy. Venus and Taurus, like I said, a great time to dig into personal worth. Venus and Taurus loves to spend. You may find yourself wanting to spend. Align yourself with what feels valuable to you. That's part of Venus and Taurus energy that's really important. And I would say that's the thing to pay attention to. We're already paying attention to it with the sun in Taurus, but Venus in Taurus just brings a whole other layer of this. Anything to be cautious of with Venus and Taurus. Of course, there's always the caution, right? The caution is overindulgence. Venus and Taurus love pleasure. Venus rules Taurus. So it can be very easy to go overboard in the search of pleasure, whether it's food or alcohol or shopping, spending the money, right? So many layers of this can come up with Venus and Taurus. So be aware. And some of these things can be an escape. And Venus and Taurus is like, don't escape. Dig in deeper. Like, feel the goodness of the earth, which I know is challenging when it doesn't feel very good out there. So there's that. Moon in Capricorn, doing the rest of the work of the day. Moon will be meeting up with Saturn, with Mercury, with Neptune, and that's actually Uranus, sorry. Uranus and Jupiter in and through the day. That Moon-Saturn energy is helping start our day, so you may be feeling a little like, oh, this is a little heavy, these energies. That's an interesting combination. Like the Moon in Capricorn definitely wants us to, step into action. It's really interesting. All my cards are reversed for today, and I like these cards, but feeling the reversed energy, it just feels like it's a little topsy-turvy. Some of this feels like the 0 energy, and some of it feels like Mars at 29 Pisces. That energy is about being in the flow, right? We want to get in the flow. That's part of the Pisces energy, but it's hard when our flow is being manipulated by outside non-sources. So watch for that and recognize you have the power to overcome that energy, but sometimes there needs to be a little awareness so you know how to work with it. I'm just hearing, like, check yourself with that Saturn connection of the day. Like, check yourself. Check your personal alignment. Don't try to align outside of yourself. Align within. Moon and Mercury, that's a bit of a square energy. We have Mercury moving direct in the sign of Aries. Again, it's like, don't keep trying to be who they're telling you to be. Who are you? Be you. Show up in that role. You don't have to resist. Just glow up is what I'm hearing. And then Moon connecting to both Uranus and Jupiter in the evening. I do have to say that some of these tornadoes that are happening do feel very connected to that Uranus-Jupiter conjunction. We're actually in a tornado watch here as I'm recording. Not my favorite thing. Having grown up not in tornado lands, it's always like, am I going to go to Oz? Like, somewhere over the rainbow? Like, is that going to happen? Because that was my, tornado experience as a child, was just watching that movie. But as the moon connects into them in a trine, again, it feels like a call to authenticity in your values process, how you're moving forward. There's another word that popped in that I lost, but just keep connecting into you. Like, that's the overall energy of today. Align your actions with what you value. Align who you are, like, with you, and not who people are telling you to be. Now, I do want to mention again, Mars at that 29th degree, it can be reactive, but it's meant to be in flow, and it also can be a little karmic. That 29th degree has that. So watch for that energy today. And Venus at 0 kind of can turn down the grace. So it might, I don't know, it just might feel a little wonky, a little out of balance. I even have, it's so interesting, the King and the Queen of Cups. We have the Abundance card, which is about that balance. And here's the Flowering card, which is like, hey, like, ground in, put your roots in. But they're in reverse. They're like, why are we upside down? What is this wonk? Why is the flow feeling like start, stop, start, stop? Connect to you. Connect to source and see where you can let the rest of it just keep on easing down the road. Watch where you get caught in the spider webs by your own mental finagling of these energies. So I'm going to leave that here for today. You can book a reading with me. This is such a big Astro week, so reach out if you are struggling or need any support and just want a personalized reading. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are. Namaste. Oh, remember who you are, for you're the solution. That's important. That's important. Now, namaste.